Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. You know, sometimes you get two styles, maybe they're similar, but they gel together perfectly, and you have a good old-fashioned, high-octane, ultra-entertaining fight. And it's made all the better if the two guys in question are both undefeated at the time. And that's what we had over in Manchester at the Co-op Live Arena on the undercard of the Joe Joyce-Filip Hrgović fight. You had KHALEEL MAJID, undefeated in 14 fights with 4 KOs, against ALEX MURHPY, 13 wins, no KOs at all, no defeats, no draws for either guy. I mean, from the word go, this was a good old-fashioned, you know, skillful, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a pure slugging match, there was lots of skill going on there, but just a terrific fight, a really, really terrific fight. And this was the sort of opener of the main section of the card, because on YouTube they had the preliminaries, but this opened the sort of main event, the main show, if you like, the main half. And as I'm making this video, we haven't had any of the other fights, but they're going to have to go some to be better than this fight, because this was a terrific, well-matched, evenly matched, highly skilled, highly entertaining, high output fight. All right, so neither of these guys had faced anyone. I say that, I mean, Majid had stopped Tom Farrell, who had seen better days, stopped him in 6, I think, in an 8-rounder, stopped him in 6 rounds. Murphy, and probably the rest of Majid's, the whole of Murphy's resume and the rest of Majid's resume was consisted of journeymen. And that might be why we didn't see a lot of knockouts on either record, because journeymen, they know how to go the distance, they'll do the rounds, they'll get paid, go home. Next weekend, they're in some other venue doing exactly the same thing. But you would think with no power, we were perhaps going to get a dull fight. Not a lot of power on display. We get two guys, you know, maybe cancelling each other out. They're both orthodox, and they do have similar styles. Majid looks a bit bigger, broader in the shoulders. These are 140-pound guys, 10 stoners. But to be honest with you, it really wasn't a great deal in it. I would say they both started quickly. I thought that Murphy was setting a very, very high pace, whereas Majid was a little bit more conservative with his output, perhaps a little bit more choosy with the punches he was throwing, but he was a bit more accurate. He was throwing more straighter punches. With Murphy, high output, but there were some overhand hooks coming in and some wider punches coming in. And this sort of carried on, really, sort of, it was give and take. Now, this was a majority decision from Majid. 97-93, which I thought was too wide, 96-95 and 96-94. I don't have a problem with Majid getting the decision, but I was kind of hoping this would be a draw, because then we'd have the perfect excuse for a rematch, because this was very, very entertaining, and these guys were so evenly matched. And the cards, a unanimous decision. Again, I don't begrudge Majid the win, but if you told me that maybe Murphy had outworked him to get a draw or maybe a point or two win, I wouldn't be, you know, screaming blue murder over it. I thought this was a give and take fight from the word go. The only damage that either man had to put up with was a sort of unzipped eyelid, or was it an eyebrow perhaps, for Murphy right at the end of the fight, maybe 20 seconds to go. 30 seconds to go, there was a cut, and it was a slice. It was going to need some stitches, but it was too late to make a difference. And it was even within like little 30-second pockets of each round, you were seeing, because neither guy had to go looking for each other. They were sort of holding that. At the very most, you had a sort of mid-distance fight, but most of the time, a lot of the time anyway, it was up close. But then within 30 seconds, you'd have one guy sort of landing a great combination, and you think, oh, he's about to get on top, and then the other guy would come back and reply in kind. And they weren't predictable punch combos either. There was a lot of variety going on there. Buddy McGirt in KHALEEL Majid's corner was, early on, he was saying, look, you're fighting his fight, you shouldn't be doing that. And then halfway through, after I think about 6 rounds, he said, okay, you've got to gut it out now. It was almost like Majid had slipped into what the perception seemed to be was Alex Murphy's fight, but Majid was there and he couldn't get out of the rhythm and he couldn't adjust. So McGirt said to him, all right, go and have a tear up. Go and beat him up. Well, he tried. And to be honest with you, both guys, if this had been 12 rounder, that would have been great. That would have been, with a belt on the line, it would have deserved it. But this was very much a sort of coming out party for both guys. And in fact, although Murphy did lose unanimously, he'll get work. He'll get work. And also, just another little thing to add to the pudding is that they're both from Lancashire. I think Majid is Bolton lad, Murphy's from Salford. So we end up with a little bit of rivalry going on there. I want to see this again. I really do. I thought this was a terrific fight. And both guys got a future. Majid is 27, Murphy's only 24. Both these guys are good additions if they weren't already there. I mean, in the case of Majid, he has beaten Tom Farrell in the past, so he's got a little bit of traction. But Murphy came of age tonight. I mean, he's a welcome addition to the 140-pounders in the domestic level anyway, possibly even higher later on. So if you haven't seen this fight, go and watch it. It's on DAZN, and if you have seen it, let me know what you think of it. Did you enjoy it as much as I did? I thought it was a really entertaining fight, and I'm looking forward to reading what you've got to say. And if you like this video, please like it, hit the subscribe button, spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. We've got plenty more to come tonight, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.